Lionel Messi has scored over 850 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored over 900. Between them, they own almost every record football has ever printed. But here's the one record neither of them will ever touch. The fastest goal ever scored. Messi's quickest goal took 79 seconds. Ronaldo's took around 45. And the man at number 1 on this list, he scored in 2.1 seconds. Before Messi could even take his first touch, this goal was already over. So if the two greatest players alive aren't fast enough to make this list, who is? Here's the thing nobody tells you about the very first second of a football match. It's the most vulnerable moment in the entire game. The defenders haven't found their shape yet. The midfield is still drifting into position. And the goalkeeper? He's standing way off his line, expecting a slow build-up, not a shot. So a striker with enough nerve can do the unthinkable. Strike straight from the halfway line before anyone is watching. Elite teams train for this, so it almost never works at the top. But drop down to the lower leagues, the youth cups, the amateur pitches, and chaos becomes a weapon. That's exactly where the fastest goals in history were born. Let's count them down. 10. Fred, 3.17 seconds. Number 10 takes us to Brazil, 2003. A skinny 18-year-old named Fred lines up for the kickoff. He notices the Vila Nova keeper standing far off his line. So the whistle blows, and Fred doesn't pass. He just smashes it, dead straight, from the center circle. The ball sails over the keeper and drops in. 3.17 seconds. It's still the fastest goal in Brazilian football history. But here's the cruel twist. Fred's team lost that match 5-1. The fastest goal of his life, buried inside a beating. 9. Megan Searson, 3.00 seconds. Number 9, and this one matters. North Dakota, 2016. A college match in the American NCAA. Midfielder Megan Searson looks up at kickoff and sees it instantly. The opposing keeper is practically standing on the penalty spot, so she chips it. First touch, straight from the center circle. The ball floats up in a perfect arc. The keeper turns and sprints back, but she's already too late. 3 seconds flat, the fastest goal in the history of American college soccer. Proof that this audacious trick belongs to everyone. 8. Carlos Almeida, 3.00 seconds. Staying at 3 seconds, we go to Portugal, 2011. Carlos Almeida plays for a tiny 4th division club nobody had heard of, but he and his strike partner had a plan. The whistle goes, his teammate rolls the ball sideways an inch, and Almeida leathers it, laces through the middle. The shot climbs fast and drops into the top left corner. 3 seconds. And overnight, a nobody club was on the national news. 7. Ricardo Oliveira, 2.80 seconds. Number 7 is a piece of history. Uruguay, the day after Christmas, 1998. Ricardo Oliveira gets the kickoff and refuses to pass sideways. Instead, he curls a shot straight at goal, top left corner. Keeper frozen, 2.8 seconds. And for years, this was the one. Guinness World Records certified it as the fastest goal on the planet. It held that crown until 2004, when digital cameras started catching even faster strikes. But for a moment, this Uruguayan owned a world record. 6. Chung Sai-ho, 2.80 seconds. Tied at 2.8, but even older. England, 1993. A youth tournament called the Portsmouth Cup. An 18-year-old from Hong Kong, Chung Sai-ho, pounces on a defensive mix-up right off kickoff. One quick strike, and it's in. 2.8 seconds. And for most of the 90s, this was the official world record. Back home, it made him a legend. Sadly, Chung passed away in 2011, at just 35. But the record he set as a teenager still echoes through this list. 5. Mark Burrows, 2.56 seconds. Now we break into the 2.5 second club. England, 2004, on the windswept Isle of Wight. Mark Burrows steps up to an amateur kickoff with a gale blowing behind him. His teammate nudges the ball forward, and Burrows hits it with everything he has. The wind grabs the ball and drags it even faster over the stranded keeper. 2.56 seconds. Certified by the English FA. Here's what makes it hit harder. Burrows passed away in 2009. Far too young, but his name is still stitched into the record books. 4. Jack Lyons, 2.52 seconds. Number 4, and this one's recent, 2023. An FA Youth Cup match in Kent, England. 17-year-old Jack Lyons had rehearsed this exact move before kickoff. The whistle blows, he charges the ball, and rifles it left-footed. Up, over the keeper, into the top left corner. 2.52 seconds, the fastest goal in the entire history of the FA Cup competitions. And Lyons wasn't done. He finished that night with a hat-trick. 1 game, 1 kid, a record, and 3 goals. 3. Ryan Hall, 2.31 seconds. Number 3 has a professional pedigree. Ryan Hall once played for Crystal Palace and Leeds United, so when he lined up for a semi-final in London in 2024, he studied that keeper during the warm-up. He knew the man stood too high. The whistle goes, and Hall chips it, a floating shot that never touches the grass until it hits the net. 2.31 seconds. It went viral worldwide, shown on Sky Sports, and mentioned by the BBC. Guinness refused to crown it the outright record. Why? The league had no professional electronic timing, so the fastest goal you've ever seen on TV still isn't the official number 1. 2. Vuk Bakic, 2.20 seconds, which brings us agonizingly close. Serbia, 2012, Second Division. Midfielder Vuk Bakic sprints diagonally onto the kickoff. Left foot, low and vicious. The ball screams the entire length of the pitch and beats a keeper who simply wasn't ready. 2.20 seconds. The Serbian Federation confirmed it, frame by frame, just 1/10 of a second away from immortality. So close, but not the fastest. The one that doesn't count. Before number 1, you need to know about the goal that should have won everything. Saudi Arabia, 2009. Nawaf Al-Abed strikes it first time straight off the whistle. The ball loops over the keeper, and in 2.0 seconds. Faster than anyone on this entire list. But then the Federation dropped a bombshell. His club had illegally played overage players in an under-21 tournament, so the whole match was wiped from the records. The fastest goal ever, officially, never happened, which leaves the crown to one man. 1. Gavin Stotesy, 2.10 seconds, Glasgow, Scotland. April 8th, 2017. Gavin Stokes stands over the kickoff for Maryhill FC. No plan visible, no warning. The whistle blows, and he runs straight at the ball. No sideways pass, just a thunderous strike off his laces. The ball climbs into a perfect 46-meter arc, nearly half the length of the pitch. It drops over the helpless keeper and kisses the top left corner. 2.10 seconds. Officially timed, officially confirmed. The fastest goal in the history of football. Soccer AM shared it, the BBC ran it, millions watched. Stokes went on to represent Scotland at youth level. Heartbreakingly, he died in a car accident in 2022, aged just 30, but his record still stands, untouched, in 2026. 2.1 seconds that no one, not Messi, not Ronaldo, not anyone, has ever beaten. So the next time you see Messi thread a perfect pass, or Ronaldo bury a screamer, remember, the greatest players in the world are still 77 seconds too slow. Because the fastest goal in football history didn't take a career. It took a single breath. 10:53 a.m.